Shout out to my boys at Tecmo Koei for continuing to release your games on PC. Also, thank you for finally running a Steam sale on your games. I got Nobunaga's Ambition, Sphere of Influence, Bladestorm Nightmare, Dynasty Warriors 8 Extreme Legends Complete Edition, Tokiden Kiwami, and of course, Samurai Warriors 4-2. My first memories of Samurai Warriors begins with Samurai Warriors 2 Empires. I noticed how everyone has different button combinations for their movesets, which is enough to make it feel unique compared to the Dynasty Warriors series. Samurai Warriors 4-2 is pretty much the Extreme Legends version of the main game, focusing on the side stories and characters instead of specifically clans. The stories honestly are just garbage. The writing is fanfiction bad, the stories are barely coherent with each other, and the dialogue is atrocious, and the tone is very inconsistent. It's disappointing considering Dynasty Warriors 8 and 7 had compelling stories. It also doesn't help that most character interactions are seen from these stiff and awkward cutscenes. The animation is piss poor in these. All voice acting is done in Japanese, which I don't have a problem with. The problem, however, is I don't speak Japanese, so I'm constantly reading the subtitles during battles, which gets completely distracting at certain points. The graphics are above average, definitely really good for a Warriors game on the PC. Everything is so vibrant and colorful. As an added bonus, the game runs in a full 60 frames per second, which is great. However, there were some slowdowns on the first campaign even without fraps. Graphically, my only gripe is with the character designs. They're all over the place. Some look straight out of a bad Korean anime like this pop princess right here, while others look more believable. Either go for realistic characters or just go for the goofy anime style. Staying in between just causes contrast and conflict. But what about the gameplay? Thankfully, this game excels in the gameplay department very well. Samurai Warriors has always felt different from Dynasty Warriors, and now that is even truer now with the addition of hyper attacks. These are used to clear out massive waves of peons and are also good for getting around the battlefield much quicker. It makes the gameplay feel very fast and fluid. Copying off of Dynasty Warriors 8 is the addition of Rage Mode. From here, you enter a state of madness as your stats increase for a brief time. From here, you can also execute a Rage Musu, which is absolutely devastating and extremely satisfying to use. Missions are structured with objectives within. Your goal is to complete the objectives in order to progress through the mission. Bonus objectives are included as well. These can be found from pure chance or for using certain characters. Completing all these is a task within itself. For the first time ever, you can switch to another character on the battlefield. This eliminates a lot of tedious backtracking. It also eliminates the tedium of getting too bogged down to playing as one character. Being able to command these officers also helps to keep them in certain positions on the battlefield. With Dynasty Warriors 8, I assume that future Warriors titles are going to be a bit harder in terms of difficulty, but it doesn't seem that way. Samurai Warriors 4-2 is too easy. Harder difficulties give more health to your enemies, but the AI is still bad. The only time it becomes a challenge is when you don't level up your characters properly. But why would you need to handicap yourself for a decent challenge?
Can anybody provide me with a decent challenge?
Just like Warriors games in the past, there's a good amount of content with a lot to do in this one. Free mode lets you go back to completed levels with any character you'd like. There are also multiple campaigns to complete, which will keep you busy for a while. Just try not to get too invested in any of them. In between missions, you can upgrade weapons and horses by combining them together. I wish there was more depth with that, as you can't choose which special traits you would like on your combined weapon or horse. The skill system is freaking massive. It's restructured and makes it more complex to level up in certain skills. You might start with defense and you won't get to upgrade your attack until you reach the other side, which could take forever. Survival mode has returned from previous Extreme Legends titles. The first mode within this mode is attempting to reach the top of the castle. For reaching certain levels in the tower, you are granted milestones which grant you benefits. It's a good distraction from the main game. The second is challenge mode, which involves, well, completing challenges. There are 3 to start out with, while one can be unlocked only by A ranking all of them. The rewards that you get in these challenges are very helpful and can turn you from a mere peasant into a shogun after just one challenge. It's a shame, however, that you don't earn experience points from survival mode. Don't know why it's like this. Character creation is back in this one. It's very similar to the creation found in Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires, so there's not much difference there. You can mess around with a lot, and there are a decent amount of clothing options to choose from, though the clothing could be a little bit better. You can also give your character a unique style to help it stand amongst the rest of the populace, which is pretty awesome. However, creating a character feels kinda pointless since you can only use them in free mode and survival mode. A bit disappointing that they didn't get their own campaign like in the first Samurai Warriors from 2004. Since there was no release of Samurai Warriors 4 for the PC, I assumed that this game would have had all the modes from 4, but no. Not even the story modes have been carried over, which is a damn shame. Even though everyone is still playable, many people are irrelevant to the stories. For story mode, I also can't stand how certain characters aren't available for future missions. So if you specifically use one other character from the mission, the character might not be available for future missions. But you honestly have no way of knowing that, which forces you to go back and level up the people you didn't use, which in turn artificially enhances the length of the gameplay. By the way, before you play this game, configure the controls to your liking. The best way is using a gamepad, but even that has its gripes with camera control and a few other problems. Overall, I was honestly pretty damn excited to play a Samurai Warriors game on my PC, but it wasn't all hugs and kisses. There are some serious flaws regarding the story and the odd design choices. However, I thought it was a well-made game and the gameplay really shined. The combat is obviously the highlight of this game, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. If you love the series, you'll enjoy this one. For everyone else, I can give you a solid recommendation. There's a lot to enjoy and I had a bunch of fun with it. If you decide to play it, hope the same goes for you as well. Thank you for watching as always, and this is Pow3rh0use asking, where's the fair use?